everybody, welcome back to Prepper Junkie. Today on the table we have an AR-15. This is the cheapest AR-15 that I could find at the market at the time. So let's go ahead and check this out. Alright folks, as I said, this is the cheapest AR-15 I could find at the time. This is a Anderson AR-15 and it comes in at just under $400. Now, so slight caveat to this, if this wasn't on sale, this is their standard pricing for this gun, and I'll put a link in the description for you. But that's the standard pricing for this gun. You can find ARs occasionally cheaper if there's a sale going on, but at the time this was the cheapest AR-15 that I could find at the time of posting this video. Before we go any further, let's thank today's video sponsor. If you're going to carry a gun, you need a great holster. I personally use betterholsters.com for my concealed carry, for my out the waistband carry, and I use their gun belt also. They have over 450 models in stock, 50 different colors, 100% made in the US of A, 30-day money-back guarantee, and a lifetime warranty. What more could you ask for? Check out betterholsters.com. So as I said, AR-15 from Anderson. So no frills AR-15, but let's go ahead and start at the back. This comes with a standard M4 buttstock. There's nothing wrong with this furniture whatsoever. I mean, a lot of people do like to switch this out and put some nicer, more comfortable furniture on there, but there's absolutely no need to if you don't wish to. So this comes with a standard buttstock. Does have a mil-spec buffer tube back here, and then you come to the castle nut. Unfortunately, the castle nut has not been staked. Typically, you'd see at least one staking on your castle nut, but there is none on here. It's not a massive deal, but it's something that I would have liked to have seen done, but that's okay. Moving along, we do have again the standard charging handle right here. It's not ambidextrous or anything like that, but again, they work and function just fine. So there's a charging handle. You do have a 1913 pick rail on the upper receiver here, and we have a Holosun. This is because somebody's going to ask me, HS403R. I've had this for a couple of years. I've thrown it on most of my test guns. I've had no problems with it. It's still running just great. So you have your 1913 pick rail, and then you have another bit of a 1913 pick rail up here. We'll go over that in just a sec. So the upper and lower receiver is 7075 T6 aluminum. So moving down to the lower receiver, again, it's just a standard lower receiver. There's no ambi functions on this or anything like that. You have a basic M4 grip right here. Again, functions just fine. Easy. These parts are super easy and pretty cheap to change out if you want to, get a budget rifle and just have one. And in the future, maybe you want to do some upgrades. It's really simple and pretty cheap to do. So anyway, standard M4 charging handle. M4 charge. Anyway, just your standard grip right here. Moving along, we do have a straight trigger guard right here. I do like the enhanced ones, but again, this is a no frill AR-15. So you do have the straight one, and then you have the trigger in here. Now the trigger actually is pretty decent. Now before we come to the trigger, actually let me just pull out the mag because I'm going to have to anyway. It does come with, if your state allows, a 30 round Lancer mag. These are pretty decent. Some people love them. I have a bit of a love-hate relationship with them. Some of my AR-15s have not liked the Lancer mags, but typically they're good to go. Okay, so let's go over the trigger. That safety off. So it does come with a kind of grey looking trigger. Typically your mil-spec triggers are going to look black, so this kind of stands out a little bit. It's got a nice large trigger face on there. Now one of the things that surprised me is actually the trigger's pretty decent. So you've got minimal to absolutely no take up. So just a little bit there, maybe a millimeter. Very clean break. And let's go over the reset. A little bit of let out. Very tactile and positive reset, and very little very short reset also. So surprisingly, the trigger is pretty dang nice in this gun. I'm not sad about it at all. It feels better than a standard mil-spec trigger. Maybe it's an upgraded trigger and I just didn't notice the spec on it, but it's pretty decent. No complaints from me. Okay, again, you have your standard kind of flared mag well right here. It's been flared a little bit out, and then you have your bolt catch and release right here. Obviously your mag release, so everything's where it should be. Put that safety back on. So One of the things I like to do is a wiggle test. I like to see if there's any play between the upper and lower receiver. Yeah, there's some wiggle in there. Again, you know, talking at the price point, I'm not expecting perfection at this price point. I'm expecting a working gun, but I'm not expecting perfection. Now moving up to this part right here, this is called your delta ring. So this is to take your handguard off. You can buy a tool to do this, or you can simply pull down on the delta ring to pop this handguard off. Neat fact, this is a BCM, and I love BCM products personally. I really do like them. But this is a BCM handguard. Has M-lock slots right here, here, and underneath here. So you do have some attachments that you can throw on there, so you've got some space. Good handguard. I got this gun pretty hot, and the heat shield in this did really well. Again, it's a BCM product, and BCM is definitely good to go. Underneath the handguard, we do have a carbine length gas tube under there. So you're going to have carbine length, mid length, and there's rifle length gas systems. This is a carbine length, so it's a little shorter, a little snappier, but that's okay. Again, it's an AR-15. The recoil is very manageable. Moving up to this poster right here, this is your gas block is in here also, and it has a 1913 pick rail right here. Which one of the things I like about this is I personally don't like the A posts on a gun when it comes up, you know, metal. The metal iron sight is attached to your barrel, because it always gets in way of my red dot when I'm looking through it. It blocks my view. I do not like it personally. So I like that this is, you know, obviously you can put your backup sights, you can put flip-up sights or something on here, but they will stay out of the vision of your red dot, which is, for me, is what I want. So it doesn't have a free float handguard. Obviously that would be more expensive to do, but you can, I forgot to mention, you can change these handguards out to any other handguard that you like. It will accept any carbine length handguards. Again, they're super easy to change out and pretty inexpensive, but the handguard that comes with it from BCM is definitely nice. And it does have a little kind of hand stop right here, because one point I did notice that because it's a shorter carbine length, I did occasionally try to put my hand out a little further when I was shooting, and obviously that stuff gets a little toasty up there. So it's nice it has that hand stop right there to prevent that. So anyway, so you can put your flip-up backup sights on here and back here and keep this from being obstructed, which is really nice. You do have a 16-inch barrel on here. It is a 1-in-8 twist. I don't have much more detail on the barrel, unfortunately. I couldn't really find the specs on it. It is chambered in 5.56. As you know, if it's chambered in 5.56, you can shoot 223 and 5.56. So you can shoot both with a barrel that is stamped 5.56, and you have your standard bird cage on the end here, the A2 bird cage. So yeah, all right. One of the things I would suggest when you get an AR-15 is you're going to take it apart real quickly, and you're going to check out your bolt carrier grip. Also, just coming back here, in the back here, you have your standard buffer system back here, and your standard stainless steel buffer spring that will be good for about 5,000 rounds. All right, so this is your bolt carrier grip. And again, when you get this, I always recommend checking it out and seeing how it is. So first thing you want to do is you're going to check this is your gas key, and you're going to check your staking on your gas key. Since I'm a little worried, since it didn't have it on the end plate, let's have a look here. Oh, and the castle nut. The staking it's good on one side, not so great on the other, but it's there, and it looks like it would be okay. There's no rough machine marks or anything like that, and everything looks like how it should be, and it functions just the way it should be. So the BCG is good to go. All right, so let's talk about shooting the gun. I'm about 275 rounds through this, just 55 grain brass ammo. No problems whatsoever. It's running like a champ. You can't ask for more than that. All right, let's talk about the accuracy of the AR. So the first grouping up here in blue is the first group I did. You can see I placed them right on top of each other. I did pull this one slightly left, but not too bad. This is the second grouping I did. Again, you can see the one I just pulled a little bit. The other two are almost on top of each other. And these are all 55 grain, just plinking ammo, nothing else. This is my third grouping. I do have them on top of each other, those two there, and then just one just pulled slightly left. And then we have the fourth one, which is the best grouping out of them, the four groupings. They are pretty much on top of each other with this one, and then the one right here. I mean, so this isn't like 100 yards or anything like that. I'm limited at the range that I shoot at, unfortunately. So it is what it is. But overall, I'm pretty impressed with the accuracy out to the distance of 25 yards. I mean, 50 would be better. I just don't have that option at the moment. But there you go. So Not too shabby. Overall, kind of what's my thoughts on this gun? For a budget, no frills gun, it's pretty dang decent. I mean, if you're looking for a gun for under $400, you just want to get an AR-15, you don't have maybe have a large budget, or you just want a beater gun or whatever it may be, it's definitely a very solid option. It does come with a nice Lancer mag and a BCM handguard. Its functions just fine for me. I've had no problems with it. And again, you know, if you just want to buy this at $400, stick it away until you maybe have some more cash, and then you want to upgrade a couple of the parts, like the furniture I said. Super easy to do. If you want to, again, no need, but if you want to change this out and make it a little nicer, you can. So yeah, I mean, for the price point, not a bad little shooter at all. Again, yeah. So that's pretty much it from me, folks. If you have any questions, any comments, please ask them below. I'm always happy to help out, as you know. And that's it. Until next time, I'll catch you later.